We've seen his picture everywhere, but who was Trayvon Martin? This is what the 17-year-old looked like days before his life was cut short. Jerome Horton knew Martin since he was a 5-year-old boy playing football on his youth team.
It was so funny. He was volunteering at the park, and I told him, I said, what are you doing? He had just got into aviation school. I said, what are you doing in aviation school? And he was like, oh, I want to fly planes. I said, no black people want to fly planes. And he goes, I'll be the first one.
Martin's parents enrolled him in Experience Aviation in 2009, a summer program that teaches kids all things aviation. The following summer, Martin returned to the program to work as a volunteer, and it was during that time his longtime friend and football coach says the teen made a big decision.
Played football all his life, and just one day he just said he doesn't want to play football. He wants to be a pilot. And, I mean, we back him on whatever he wants to do.
Trayvon Martin's close friend, Daryl Green, better known as DJ, remembers that day.
Were you surprised?
Not really.
Why?
It's a dream that he wanted to be. And I was just hoping that he could make the dream and accomplish it.
Martin attended Dr. Michael M. Kropp High School in Miami. His mom described him as an average student. Horton says the teen's parents shared custody since their divorce, and both played a very active role in raising him. But the teen still had a bumpy road in school. According to a report by the Miami Herald, Trayvon was suspended from this school 3 times for writing graffiti on walls, for truancy, and his most recent suspension, which his parents have acknowledged, suspended for 10 days after a school investigator here found an empty baggie with traces of marijuana in it.
Whatever he had dealings with school, it was not criminal. It was not violent. He's never been arrested.
So when you hear about these things, you feel it's just...
I feel that's him being a youth. I've done things when I was 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. But I look at me now, it all depends on, I thank God for my mom and my dad.
And Horton says that's the reason Trayvon Martin was in Sanford. His parents insisted he stay with his father during his suspension from school. Tracy Martin was out to dinner with his fiancée the night of the shooting. He left his son at home so he could watch the NBA All-Star game.
And the only reason he got a chance to go to the store is because he begged his dad to go to the store.
When Martin's father returned that night, he then assumed his son was out with his 20-year-old nephew, so he didn't panic. But when the 17-year-old didn't return the next day, Tracy Martin tried calling his son's cell phone and got voicemail. He then called a police non-emergency number for the sheriff's office. Martin didn't learn his son had been killed until officers showed up at his front door with the news.
What was Trayvon doing? Went to the store, and he was coming right back. The sad part is he never made it back.
George Howell, CNN, Miami.